Thanks to Senator Anderson, this legislation was passed to name the freeway after the Tuskegee Airmen.
It's such a privilege to be here on this important celebration, honoring one of World War II's most elite combat units. The dedication we celebrate today will preserve their achievements and sacrifices. The Tuskegee Airmen not only helped defeat fascism overseas, but just as importantly, they also broke down the barriers of racism and segregation here in America, which led to the complete racial integration of the military. The signs will serve as an everyday reminder of what these brave men did for our country. And I think that is going to be your legacy, more than what you did in battle, but focusing on our younger generation so they understand how far our country has come and how far our country needs to go. And I just want to say, God bless you for what you've done for our country. Thank you for serving. In one case, serving both Canada and the United States. But thank you for what you've done for our country, because it's hard to imagine what you went through, and I'm just grateful that you did. Thank you.
We're all pulling together on a rope at the same time, and you don't think about the race, religion, even gender of the Marine next to you. It's not that way, and it hasn't been that way for generation after generation after generation because of the work that you all did. And what you get out of that is a country where the best of everybody pulls hard at the same time, and we can do things that we could never have done before if you hadn't have been who you all were when you were. So thank you so much for that. I got to tell you, it chokes me up inside to stand here and look at you and know that I will never in my life, as hard as I try, achieve a level that you all have and what you've done for this nation.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce Nelson Robinson, one of our distinguished and elite Tuskegee Airmen.
Thank you very much. We have many of our comrades here on the front row. Our pilot here, this pilot here, served for Canada, and he trained as a pilot in Canada before he trained at Tuskegee. So he wears the badges of two forces. We have a fellow crew chief in the 99th Fighter Squadron with myself. I was the crew chief, Buford Johnson, over here in the center.
And now for the moment that we've all been waiting for.
3, 2, 1.
Contact, joystick back, flying to the blue. Gallant men of the 99, Brown and Trident crew, for we are soldiers of the night. To hell with the Axis might. Fight, fight, fight.
In 1925, the government had a survey that said blacks were not physically, mentally able to fly aircraft. I don't know who said that, but whomever said it, I think wasn't thinking too well. Because, as I told you guys before, we weren't good and we weren't better. We were the best that this country can produce.
That we work to get the same training instead of similar training. We work to get the same opportunity instead of the equal opportunity, so that we are working on one set of things, one set of opportunities.
Eleanor Roosevelt went to Tuskegee, and Chief Anderson was chief instructor with the Civilian Pilot Training Program. And Eleanor told Chief Anderson, she says, I understand that blacks cannot fly, but as I look in the sky, I see blacks flying these trainers in the sky. And I want to take a ride with you. And Chief Anderson said, I'd be honored. And so as they went to the aircraft, got in the civil service, and her security people called the president, Roosevelt, and said, hey, your wife is about to go up with this black dude. and he said, well, leave her alone. Eleanor does what she wants to do. And so Eleanor went up with Chief Anderson, and when they landed, Eleanor Roosevelt proclaimed, blacks can fly.